Alright, in a lot of ways, I think I know how this ends, but to be honest, I have no clue. Stick around after the jump and I'll explain what I mean. Alright, so I put the daily driver, the 2015 Ford Mustang EcoBoost, up for sale on Facebook Marketplace, and I've got a buyer. That buyer shows up tomorrow, which is a Monday. No school for the child. Dad, I guess, is taking off work, or guess it's President's Day, and so we are going to get this thing sold. But to be honest, I cleaned the interior real well back in, I think, December or January, in preparation of putting it up for sale. But I realized the engine bay is disgusting. All the salted roads and all the sorts. It's really gross under there. So, of all the things I have pride in, the interior, while I could probably shake out the floor mats, really embarrassed with the situation that the engine compartment is in. So, this episode is going to be sort of a vlog. It's about the journey of selling the car. I'll get some cash. I will probably be daily driving the Grand Prix for a while to work, and then we'll be looking for a new car. So we're going to see what happens. We're going to try to document this whole thing from selling the car to buying a new vehicle and turning the page, the next chapter on Straight Six Fan. But first things first, let's pop the hood and let's get this cleaned up. Alright, so if you're meeting me for the first time, I'm Grant Tommy, and this is Straight Six Fan, your home for offbeat hot rods. And yeah, it's not the V8, so I guess we can count this as an offbeat hot rod, but cleaning the engine bay when you're selling a used vehicle, not necessary. I don't know how many people do it, but I'm just always floored by when you go and test drive a used car, like the condition that some people let their cars be presented in. And this was just one of those things when, honestly, I just hadn't popped the hood in a while, and when I popped it, I was like, oh yeah, this looks bad. So, again, the interior's pretty clean. All my belongings are pulled out of it. The driver's side is a little messy from the salt on your shoes here in the winter time, but I think shake that floor mat out, we'll be fine. Not going to wash it on the exterior one more time because, again, we're in the dead of winter. But as you can see, there's just a lot of grime and dust and everything. So let's get to it. Okay, so I don't know if I mentioned or not, but basically last week a gentleman came and test drove this over my lunch break in downtown Kansas City, Missouri, and we brokered a deal. Would have been gone by now had it not been for weather. He was in town for a conference. Looming snowstorm was going to be the next day when he would leave. Didn't really want to make the 2-hour drive in a car he just bought on snow-packed roads. So, again, this is one of those things where I popped the hood and realized, oh crap, I never took a picture of the engine bay to begin with, but B, just how filthy it was. And so this is sort of that peace offering, because selling a 190,000 mile, 10-year-old convertible Mustang on Facebook Marketplace has turned into be quite the social experiment. This guy has offered full asking price, and had legitimate conversations with them, real world English, where you could understand what the other person's trying to say. And so this is sort of my peace offering, and we feel like we've kept good care of this car over the years. So anyway, that's the backstory. So there's the finished product. Again, this was never about a professional detailed job. This was just more about, like I said, having some pride and feeling good about what I'm turning over to someone. And it actually reminded me of when we bought the car with 72,000 miles on from the original owner. We went, test drove it, kind of brokered a verbal deal. Went to the bank, did some stuff, and that previous owner had the car detailed before he sold it to us. So, you know, it's kind of in the spirit of the life of this car. Is kind of what this feels like. But anyway, this is part one of the whole story. We'll see what happens. We'll get a wad of cash. Some weather's expected to hit this week again, so I probably won't be buying a new vehicle anytime soon, which means on the days I'm not working from home, I'll probably be driving the Grand Prix. But stay tuned and we'll see how this unfolds.
We'll still have to back up the slope.
Okay, so you know in the intro when I said I think I know how this might go and I think I might not, this is exactly it. So this is the first time, this is Friday. Sold the Mustang on Monday. And I'm getting the Grand Prix out for the first time because it has just been brutally cold. We had snow and all that sorts, so my company lets me work from home in those extreme situations. Hopefully you can see my face a little better now. So I'm not even going to work because I work from home on Mondays and Fridays anyway. And could have maybe gone in yesterday, but woke up to negative 11 temps and really didn't want to test Grand Prix versus negative 11. But anyway, we're going to go look at our first replacement car, and I'll try to grab some B-roll shots when we get there. I don't know if I really want to disclose what it is right now. I kind of want to build the suspense for later in the video. Alright, well, going for the test drive, and battery's dead. But luckily, the place it's being sold at is a mechanics shop, so got the jump pack on, but we made it that far and it just stalled. Alright, so I've never been a big tinted window guy, and I'm pretty sure the level of tint on this car is the illegal kind. So that'd probably be the first thing to go if I do select. Town car. I guess the other thing too is I spoiled having driven the Mustang, daily driven the Mustang, you know, brakes, got spoiled with brake power. For a second thought the brakes were a little soft, and then just reminded myself I've got a wheel to bring to a stop. Might have been a little hesitation there. I don't know if that was like a shift. I may drive this a little longer on the highway than I was originally planning, just to see if I can get it to do that again. But yeah, I don't know. It's I was kind of thinking before I hit record, I'm neither less in love or more in love with this car than I was when looking at the pictures. Like, it kind of, you know, I don't know, it didn't have a strong, it is an 06, so there's a lot of things to like about it, 125,000 miles, but I kind of want to just get in another one or two before I just pull the trigger, I think. Alright, here we are on the next Monday. 1 week after selling the Mustang. First day I'm going to be driving to work, so we'll see how rush hour goes in this. Luckily, as I probably have mentioned, my company lets me do a hybrid work from home schedule. So I only got to be in the office 3 days a week, so that helps cut down the amount of times I'm in this thing. But also, I normally work from home on Mondays and Fridays, but I think I'm going to do Thursday, Friday this week. Tomorrow I'm going to go look at another Grand Marquis. It just so happens to be in the town where one of my job sites is, and I got to make a job site visit anyway. So that's convenient, but I want to start off this morning about frustrations with being on the other side of the Facebook Marketplace thing. Right? Look, when I sold the Mustang, I probably interacted within 5 minutes most of the time of any inquiry, and I managed like 80 of them. And whether that was as simple as saying, hey, I'm in talks, I'll let you know with the auto response, I still did something. I've reached out to at least no shortage of 3 different Panthers and got nothing, with questions like, do you have pictures of the interior? Can you take a picture of the odometer for me? Like, people just, the conversation is just going flat. So I don't get it. Like, I think one of the 3 is a high school kid who probably shouldn't be selling his car and thinks he can trade it for a Camaro, and so he knows, like, I'm not gonna actually just sell it. Mom and Dad won't let me. I think that might be one of the 3, but I mean the other 2, like, I don't get it. There was one, like a 4th one, where I saw, like, after a day and a half, the guy took the ad down as though it sold. So I can respect that. He probably just didn't want to start another conversation if he thought he had somebody buying the vehicle. And then there's one Craigslist ad on top of that. I mean, this is a screaming deal. It's like 55,000 mile Lincoln Town car for $5,000, which is ridiculous. And sent him 2 emails, 0 response. I say him, I guess I don't know. Could be a woman. Now that one, I'll give them the break, because you know how Craigslist will do, they'll sort of like make a fake 3rd email account for you so you don't see people's email addresses. So it could be getting hung up in the spam folder on that one, I guess. But man, it's frustrating because I just wasted a weekend, like yesterday, Sunday, had all day where I could, and weather's nice, finally. Could have been going and test driving cars, but people just won't get back to me. 0 communication. Now, I do have one I'm going to look at tomorrow, which happens to be in the same town as one of my job sites, which is convenient. We'll see if my car stalls here. It's been wanting to. Oh, we made it through. Okay. I don't know if I got a cracked vacuum line or something. I need to take a look, but this thing's stalling more than it used to. So yeah, that's convenient. But kind of have to play some tricks during my work day to do that, and it's not ideal, but I'm not gonna make a separate trip to this town, which is 50 some miles away from my house. But anyway, stay tuned. We'll see how this goes. Here we are, Tuesday morning, so another day, and alright, self-admittedly, so there's this Lincoln Town car on Craigslist, and I've sent 2 emails, no response. Let's get some sun in my face. And yeah, I don't know. We talked about that, I guess, yesterday. So did a little bit of internet stalking with some context clues in the ad, and think we found the apartment complex. Tried to go over lunch yesterday, assuming it was a retirement home. Struck out there, went back, dug deeper. So I've got a letter I'm gonna drop off, basically making my offer on my way out to one of my job site visits for work. And then at that town where my job site is, there's actually another Grand Marquis there. Might try to test drive that while I'm out there. So we'll see how this story continues to unfold. Yeah, I guess, you gotta dig deep, gotta try harder. Not respond to your emails, go the old-fashioned route. But yeah, we're just letting the old Grand Prix warm up a little bit. Another nice day in store today. It's like 60s, but it's still cold in the morning. So we've made it to the complex, and thankfully Google Maps car got back into like these streets and got close enough where I could identify the street address that was did show up in the background of one of the photos. So if I remember right, I believe this is where I need to go. And there it is. Also, as to not be too big of a creeper, I just did one quick walk around of the car, and front bumper scuffs as to be suspected from a Lincoln car, right? Looks every bit as good of condition as the pictures show otherwise, except did notice the back was super saggy, so I don't know if that's another airbag car with airbag problems. For some reason I kind of thought they stopped doing the airbag suspension in the later years, so I'll have to do some research on that. This is a 2003. I guess we wait, I don't know, 48 hours to see if he sees the letter, gives me a phone call. I don't know. And I keep saying he, I have no clue who the owner is. But yeah. I took my shot. At this point, I feel like I've done all I can do. If they're not responding to the Craigslist emails and this letter doesn't work, we'll just have to move on, I guess. Alright, so 99 Grand Marquis, just test drove it, and I mean, it's definitely one that shows its age. I can definitely tell a difference between the 03 Plus and the ones prior to that, rack and pinion steering, how much tighter that other Grand Marquis I drove was on the highway. This one you can definitely feel that loose, that slop. But I still think I actually like this one a little bit better than the 03. I don't know, it just seemed like a little more well taken care of. I don't know, but I guess a slight lean to this one. Miles and everything. It was actually a kid, like probably 19 years old. Kid to me, because I'm almost 40. Who knows? He was maybe in his 20s. But, said the airbag light was on. You could hear the compressor run, but the bags weren't losing any pressure. So I looked under there just because I was kind of curious what the setup looks like. I've never seen them, and someone had swapped out for coil springs, so that's why those issues exist. So anyway, we're going to go look at yet another one. This one's at a dealer, just popped up this morning, I know from the pictures it's got a big bash in the rear bumper, but I think we'll see if it's one that can be popped out. Yeah, definitely better highway manners in this one than the last one. I don't know. I'm liking this one. Steering's not sloppy, though it's not the rack and pinion. It's tight for its age. The only thing that really concerns me is that rust on the front fender. Looks a little more intense than the last one. Like the last one looks like really just it was paint chipped that caused the rust, whereas this one looks like it's bubbling from underneath and rust is showing up through paint, meaning there's probably more to come. So we've got some decisions to make there, but the price point, man, is just pretty dirt cheap. That would give me some flexibility to try to, course correct some of that before it gets too bad. When you're trying to buy a 25-year-old vehicle, like being picky on leather seats versus not, I know you got to be a little flexible there, but part of the reason why we're buying this is so I can throw a car seat in the back, and obviously the leather is going to be easier to clean up and to keep this thing looking nice over its lifespan. Would rather have that, but again, I don't know that it's a deal breaker of any sorts. All right, so I love that pewter Grand Marquis. I really did. I really wrestled with, should I put a deposit down? So I was talking it over with the dealer owner, and of course he wanted $500 in cash. I didn't have the cash on me. It's back home. I debated bringing some with me today, but I didn't really think I was going to be going to see this one. The others would have been personal sellers. There was a bank across the street that I could have, got an ATM fee from my bank to use someone else's ATM and all that stuff. I really wrestled with it, but I just decided, if I'm even 1% uncomfortable with it. Listen to my gut. So I didn't, but by like 2:30 this afternoon, I looked in the ad, which was only put up at like midnight last night, was shown as pending. So somebody else probably did what I had the opportunity to do. So I think I lost out on that one. I might be kicking myself for that, but I don't know. We'll see. If for nothing else, like what I do know I got out of it was seeing how much tighter the steering was on that than the one I test drove right before at 9:30 this morning. It gave me a new like understanding of expectations. So I didn't hate the one I drove at 9:30, so I might be able to, I don't know, maybe talk the guy down a little bit on account of it's going to need probably tie rods and alignment or something. But I may have squandered an opportunity. So the saga continues, I guess. The hunt for a Panther platform car for straight 6 feet continues. As we're on our way to look at the 1999 Lincoln Town car, which hopefully this is the one, just got me remembering to the 03, the whole letter, leaving the letter on the windshield. Still haven't heard anything, and honestly at this point, like, in the Craigslist ad, the guy mentions he was a disabled veteran and just can't, he's not capable of driving the car anymore, and that's why it's for sale. Sadly, like, I wonder if, you know, there might be, maybe he passed away or something. Like, honestly, like, it kind of makes you wonder when you haven't heard anything. It's been 48 hours since the letter. It's been over a week or about a week on the emails, so who knows what's going on there, but I guess for the sake of this video, it's time to mentally move on from it. Alright, so, you know, usually when your mind says too good to be true, like, love the price point, $3,500 for 120,000 mile 1999 town car, but yeah, they're just too many little blemishes all over the body. No, you're obviously gonna have them for a 25 plus year old car, but at the same time, I had no clue there was that much from the photos that were on the ad. So it just, I didn't even test drive it. It just, the frame was rusty. I mean, this, of all the ones I've looked at, definitely had the most nicks and bruises and cracks and this, that's, and the others. So Clubhouse leader still is going to be the Grand Marquis, the bluish silver Grand Marquis that was at the job site town. So we'll keep looking. This is probably, though, where this episode ends because, as you know, in 2025, I'm trying to get uploads up on the last day of the month, and I'm on the second to last day of the month, so I've got to edit tonight so it can go up tomorrow. So I guess to be continued, but the secret's out. I'm after a Panther platform of some sort, probably 1998 plus, ideally 01 plus, but we'll keep looking. And just, you know, that's the other thing is, you know, this one popped up yesterday, so wait 24 hours and there's enough of these out there. Like, I shouldn't have to settle for a piece, I guess. And that's not to say that this car was really that bad, but the worst one I've seen so far. So, and that's relative terms. Like, you know, they said they had another person offer $2,700. That was a $2,700 purchase. And, you know, I want something. I shouldn't have to settle for that with the money I've got from the Mustang. So, anyway, hope you guys have enjoyed the journey. I know this was a lot of vlogging, a lot of just talking to the camera. But we'll see what March has in store, and hopefully we'll be doing a walk around of whatever I purchase. That's going to do it for this episode. To all my 6 fans out there, thanks for watching.